So I should live. Up. Is YouTube indeed up? Hello, YouTube, say something. Tell me something. Still waiting? It also says that I'm streaming. Yep. Good. YouTube is a little delayed, actually. All right. Welcome, everybody, to brand new allegations. Today, it is actually not on, well, I mean, I guess the title already reveals who it is. Never mind. Today it's on Pirate Software. So first we have Twitter. So this comes from somebody called Lyric Wolf, who looks like a freak. They're freaky. They have a PFP of a weird wolf. And they are posting about how Pirate Software has been emotionally abusive and manipulated Lyric Wolf for sexual and financial gain. Thoughts? You have thoughts? Pogface. So true. I don't really care about the financial gain stuff, depending, because that's every YouTuber. That's just how social economics works. The previous lore about Pirate Software, essentially, he made almost every problem he had way worse for himself, even whenever none of them were particularly big deals. There's not going to be a visual element to this, because it's all reading. I love reading. And I totally don't skip through every single visual novel, if I even play them. Okay, so first we'll read the Twitter interaction. When I was 20 years old, Jason Thor Hall, aka Pirate Software, age 31 at the time, emotionally abused and manipulated me for sexual and financial gain. Thor's actions had a severe impact on my life, causing me to give up being a uni student and a creator. So, given by uni student, they're probably a Britoid. And creator, potentially, we will see, because if you go to their YouTube channel, they do have one. I guess I should pull this up first. Pirate Software doesn't have a response to, I'm on the wrong account, but I think it's fine anyway. Pirate Software doesn't actually have a response to anything. It's just Dune Awakening for like the last week at least. No videos, no shorts. And it's exclusively video game stuff, which is fine. So, Thor's friend and business partner Shay, aka River Makes, Fishbones, aged 22 at the time, while at first sympathetic to my situation, would ultimately be a willing accomplice to Thor silencing me. On my YouTube channel, I would upload piano transcriptions of video game music. Among us, indie games such as Undertale, Celeste, and One Shot. That's kind of gay. In February 2018, I would transcribe and publish a track from Thor's game Heartbound. That's pretty cringe. That's hilarious, actually. Thor's been working on this game for like over 10 years now, and is in a controversy about a game from 7 years ago that he still hasn't made. On August 26th, 2018, that's another Britoid thing. Americans say the 26th of August. I'd make a large donation of $800 to Thor while he was streaming the development of his game. From that moment onward, Thor suddenly expressed immense romantic interest with me. On the next day, Thor would, unprovoked, initiate erotic roleplay with me. Oh my god. He started to shower me with affection, praise, and attention, making me feel special and valued. Love bombing. However, when I would express any reluctance to commit to him and solely him, he would shame me by calling me corrupt or clueless. Alright, so we have some tweets here. So this is August 28th. So I was wondering if you wanted to hop into another call tonight, and if not tonight, then sometime else. Ooh woo. Yes, every day. Sorry. Yes, every day. Like I said, silly. My night stream starts in 20 minutes. If you're awake after it, we should call. Oh, right. But yes, my plan is to be on video chat with you every day, Cece. So I guess have been doing this immediately gives the impression that there's like more context behind this, because if it's like 2 days and you're already doing like willingly doing erotic roleplay with somebody, there might be something wrong with you too. I don't know. That's kind of fucked up. You really make my life a ton better. After 3 days of hanging out on Discord calls doing erotic roleplay, it's you make my life a ton better. You make mine better too. You're so good to me. We'll get this later because that's part of the pirate sucks stuff. There's more. For further context on shame, see the article on shame. I super don't trust you after this little side quest, so what do you want? No, like, I don't trust you. You did something really fucking messed up here. You could have just come to me at any fucking time and been like, yo, I'm turned on right now. It was when you were asleep, to be fair. Our sleep schedules don't exactly align. Who gives the fuck if I was asleep? Sorry I fucked someone else, but you were asleep at the time, so... After conflating role-playing with real-life sex, Thor accuses Lyric of cheating. No, right now, I'm super not. You broke my trust and showed me you could easily just cheat on me on a whim. So, I guess, this is done like a month later. So... I don't know, but both of these people seem to be going very quickly if it's only like a month. That seems like rushing into something. It's still super fucking weird in the first place. But like, I don't know. If for a few aren't they in different countries? I wouldn't be surprised if they were, or maybe Lyric moved to America because Thor's definitely not in Britoid land, Britbongistan. What the fuck? Okay. Are you saying you're interested in a casual thing with me, but not a serious one? I'm attracted to you, but I'm not ready for a commitment yet. So, sexual stuff with me, but also with others? So, because, yeah, they're doing, like, sex roleplay, sex ERP, but also Lyric is having sex with somebody else. So they only want, like... They just ERP with a ton of people. Can we see your other ERP chats? I just, like, want to be close friends, or friends, you know? So, why is this one so low res? Oh, wait, we have more text to read. When I told him repeatedly that I was not interested in a committed relationship, Thor insisted I'd change my mind, not taking no for an answer. He tried to gaslight me into believing that I was already implicitly committed to him and that I should just say yes. So if it's a situation of me being one of the multiple friends with benefits kind of things, I just wouldn't be into that. I understand. Does that change any of your answers? Yes. I want to be friends or close friends. I want to go to TwitchCon with you still. That's 402. So there's about an hour of texts missing here. You seem to want to hook up at TwitchCon. Is this the case or not? I wouldn't be opposed. So you want an IRL sexual relationship with me, but not be committed. Crying emoji. And you don't want to have IRL sexual stuff with anyone else. Right? Yes. Smacks your head. That's the same thing as being in a committed relationship, you dingus. Why are you like this? After he manipulated me into asking him to date me, he was able to convince me to act on part of my committed relationship without being official by blaming my hesitation in the first place. This is... What the fuck are you talking about? It seems like you were being particularly difficult because... I don't know. You're this lyric wolf person is having sex with other people, then one of the people they're having e-sex with is asking them to be mono or solo in a relationship. And then is manipulate just a synonym for convince in this case? I just wouldn't be able to give you the time you deserve. What does that even mean? I'm a double-time student and I'm a total mess right now in terms of responsibilities. I just don't know if I can handle more stress. I was infatuated with you when we first met. Was? When we first met, yes, I was obsessed, really. Especially when you said you wanted a voice call every day that made me happy. VCs mean a lot to me. What changed? Notice how direct he is about resolving the problem. There obviously is a problem here. What? So there is absolutely a problem here. I don't know why this is in quotation marks. From my side, it changed when you started in your words flirting around. Oh, so we didn't see that. So there are absolutely texts cut out here that give more context. You said, oh, this is October 2nd, so we've skipped like almost another, or like half a month-ish. You said you have a better idea of what you want in your future. What is it you want? I want to be stable and focus on one person. Vague, but positive. Ideally, the end goal is to live with my significant other. I guess that would be obvious, though, wouldn't it? Or rather, that's one of my many end goals. Well, I wish you luck, then. It's a good, solid, positive plan. Nod. At first, I thought you meant with me, but it's clear you didn't. I'm gonna go back to coding. He disengages, punishing... Punishing? What the fuck? That's not punishment. That's just, like, cutting off somebody being, like, super... like, difficult to talk to. At least in Thor's opinion, because he's saying that you're vague and positive, then he's like, alright, whatever. I'm done. Whatever. He blames Lyric for being unclear rather than asking them for... No, this is asking for clarity. This is absolutely asking for clarity. Both of these are. So rather than ask Lyric and have them think it's Thor's desire, Thor victimizes himself. What? By framing Lyric as responsible for Thor's emotions, Thor further encourages Lyric's thoughts and words to align with his expectations. That's called a fucking conversation, and it's not even, like, that manipulative. It's just like, I'm gonna cut you off. You want to have e-sex with me, but not real sex, and you're being weird about it. I don't get it. Am I missing something? Do you think so? Okay. I don't even... I don't know if you would want me after all this. I like you. Good luck with coding. Thor, I would like to date you. What? I feel like I should be more direct about that. Yeah, that's a much nicer change. I mean, that's exactly what Thor's asking for, is for more direct responses. Reinforces that Lyric needs Thor to approve of like a committed relationship. Yeah, that makes sense. Unless Lyric literally views things exclusively casually, I think that's like, it's fine to ask for a committed thing. I'm glad you like it. Now my question is to you. Thor, would you like to date me? As long as we don't have any more surprises like this, yes. I'd like a week for things to calm down. Okay, that's fair. I'm gonna have a lot of... Oh, we got another text. Throughout our conversations, he constantly pushed for us to meet at TwitchCon 2018. Wait, no, you wanted to meet him at 20... Dude, this is... We don't have all the texts, but it seems like you wanted to meet him at TwitchCon 2018. I want to go to TwitchCon with you still. And then he's like confused about the schedule, I guess. Did we read this one already? Yeah. After he manipulated me into asking him to date me, he was able to convince me to act my part of the committed relationship without being official. We read that. Throughout our conversations, he constantly pushed for us to meet at TwitchCon 2018. He would regularly bring up how nice it would be to see me there and how we would have a lot of fun there, even counting the days till we met. Wait, is this going back in time? So this is non-sequential as well. I'm going to have a lot of fun with you at TwitchCon. Evil winking face. Shy blush face. Cuddling is also on my list if we have time for that. I call Big Spoon. I call Big Spoon! Okay. How unfortunate it would be if some innocent cuddles turned into something more. Super wanty. He says in the fucking text. 15 days, winky face. 5 days, CC. We met up at TwitchCon 2018 as planned on October 26th. On the first day, we roamed with Shay and some other streamers. By night, they fucked. The group went to a bar, but I could not join since I was underage. Oh, right, they're 21. They're not 21, they're 20. Thor excused himself from the bar to join me in my hotel room. I'm assuming they fucked because they talked about it a lot. On the second day, while we were roaming without Thor, Shay mentioned that Thor has a secret wife. After we went back to Thor's hotel room, I messaged him asking about, wait, so you went to Thor's hotel room and then texted him? Maybe he wasn't there. I messaged him about having a wife, which he denied and blamed for misunderstanding. Thor refused to talk, so I messaged Shay. As far as I knew, we were fooling around and seeing if we were compatible. You've been pushing for a lot of... Wait, so is this still Thor? It is still Thor. What is this text alignment? What is this alignment with the fucking tweets? As far as I know, we were fooling around and seeing if we're compatible. You've been pushing a lot for commitment kind of thing, but I have a lot of work stuff going on and not a lot of time. After facing confrontation from Lyric, Thor immediately denies any effort from himself in the relationship. This is in contrast to Thor's use of love bombing and his refusal to accept no from Lyric. He cut Lyric off. He gave Lyric a chance to leave. Like, very early on. And a wife, apparently. Is there a ring on my finger? Darvo, deny, mocking, denial, gaslighting. Since I have no ring, you must be delusional, overreacting, or misunderstanding. There's not. I just heard about it, that's all. Neat. Invalidating lyrics, feelings, disengagement. I mean, if you fuck somebody, then later ask if they have a wife, that can be, like, a very awkward, weird thing to say, I guess. I mean, it would also be, like, a reasonable concern. I guess, but I don't know. I don't want to jump to conclusions, so I just wanted to talk, I guess. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make it weird. It's a bit weird. Maybe for somebody who doesn't have a wife and hasn't been in a situation like that, they would be, like, a little confused. But Thor's also, like, a narcissist, right? So if you're attacking his honor, he's gonna, like, be angry. Gonna fight back like a warrior. The warrior cats. This lyric wolf is a warrior cat. I explained my situation to Shay. When asked if it was true, I sent screenshots of me guiding Thor to my room. Shay was sympathetic and would tell me that they and Thor were sexual partners and had agreed to be open at the con as long as they communicated it with each other. Shay was devastated that Thor broke her trust by sleeping with me and messaged Thor about his uncommunicated infidelity. Thor blamed me and denied any involvement with either myself or Shay. After I left the room, he blocked me. I'm sorry. Nah, dude, you're not sending logs to Shay. Deflection of responsibility, Darvo. What? I don't know what you want. Please leave me alone. You showed Shay logs of our conversations, and now he's talking to me about them. Why would that ever be okay is beyond me. I have no words for you right now. If you just told me what's going on, I would have been fine with it. Don't really care, dude. Nothing is even going on. So... Okay. So Lyric and Pirate Software were having e-sex. They met up at TwitchCon to have real sex. They did. But then... Lyric asked Shay... Or Shay told Lyric that Pirate Software was in a marriage, which may have been Shay's thing to like, hey, stay away from Pirate Software in a sexual sense, because Shay was with Pirate Software. It's just not clear. Lyric is like in college. They're probably not socially adept, or else they would have gotten the message, probably. And then Thor betrayed Shay by having real sex with an internet fan. I think I got that right. That sounds right to me. This is so gay. Also, Shay's a he, so is this all gay? Is this all like gay for real? I have no idea. Okay, so then... Sad story, but where's the proof? Oh yeah, they have like a giant thing. It's so fast that the compression fucks up the readability. What is she doing? Can you stop? Can you stop eating carpet, please? No, stop. You're gonna give yourself a hairball. So this is the 9th of September. Okay, wait. So can we get to November or October? Wait, is this just keep replaying the same thing? It's not even at the end of the video. It's just replaying this thing. So that's September again. No way. Is that fucking Simba with his ass up? Or that's probably just some random furry dog, but Jesus Christ. Uwu Nuzzles? So Thor's also helping with work stuff, it looks like. So this is 9th of October. Kisses you on the tummy. Jesus Christ. I'm looking for dates, because I don't want to read all their gay sex stuff. Okay, so none of... Okay, wait. This is, alright. How deep this ran, lol? Definitely not discussing this with you. I'm sorry, I feel used. That's it. And you wouldn't talk to me about it, even though you're self-declared super straightforward. Can we get... anything? Wait, is there a cut there? That's the 27th, so they're all kissy-kissy on the 27th. And then later the 27th, so that's probably the morning where they're kissy-kissy, and then, like, later they're, yeah, okay, I think I got the situation correct. That seems like a fuck up on, everyone's part, but there's multiple barriers in place that Lyric just missed. But Thor also encouraged it, so it's like, okay, so Thor kind of sort of cheated on his wife, but it was also an open relationship. And Lyric missed the social cues for like, hey, don't fuck this guy. And Thor was, I guess, just really horny for furry gay butt sex. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, I'm not thinking about gay furry butt sacks, but I mean, like, in this situation. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. More replies? Okay. The voice real or not? What voice? You groomed him when he went through third puberty. Fucking idiot. With respect, this isn't financial manipulation. It honestly just seems like you were naive and giving. Wait, so is the financial manipulation the $800? So they're accepting blame for being stupid, but they're still using words like "I was naive" and "a vulnerable target." So the target thing is putting blame on Thor, obviously. The naive thing is kind of accepting responsibility, but when people say that, they're usually trying to say that they have like a pre-existing condition. So it looks like they're getting destroyed in the comments. All right, so Pirate Software actually had a response. Can we go to him? Yep, right there. Flies. After 5 years, you've come back around to try push this LARP again because I'm a big creator now. It didn't work in 2020 because everyone called you on your shit and it's not going to work now. You were a massive donator to our game. Massive? And in the very beginning, and I tried to use that to get close, and you tried to use that to get close to both River Makes, who's Shay, and myself. It worked and we were good friends for a bit there. When you were in the sphere of friendship, you tried to push that to something sexual and I turned you down. Oh, so he's saying they didn't even have sex. After that, you went after Shay and made her so uncomfortable that she panics when thinking about that convention center to this day and doesn't want to go to conventions anymore at all. Then you charged back all of your donations and tried to cripple our studio. Your own boyfriend, so that, oh yeah, I guess she was fucking somebody, so she wasn't a commitment, Lyric. I'm assuming that's, I don't know, Lyric doesn't have their pronouns anywhere, so I'm gonna say she, or maybe he, because it's all gay. Dude wasn't wrong. You've spent the last 4 months working on this hit piece website as shown on your GitHub, and the last 5 years trying to form the perfect argument to take me down. Before that, you'd edited our logs and made up some weird hypersexual cartoon of who I am. Hell, your own website has you talking in the third person and typing as if you're speaking from my perspective all over it. The shit is unhinged and pathetic. So then I believe Lyric has a response to that. I'm not sure where it is. It might be in the doc. Okay, so let's get into the Google Docky. It's not actually a Google Doc. It's their own website, which they made for some reason. They made a text doc that will not be useful to anybody ever. Look, if you're a programmer out there, you could probably make a decent bit of money just having like a single charge text doc editor. I think there's already stuff on Steam like it, but who cares? Doom's been made and they keep remaking it in different companies, so that's fine. All right, so that's the tweet up there. Barely see it, but that's fine. This website details our interactions, how he manipulated me, and how I was coerced into silence. After I was silenced in 2019, I tried to forget about that experience. However, I started to see Thor's resurgence on online platforms, so they did explicitly do it just because of Thor's popularity. I decided to write a Google Doc about my experience with Thor. At first, I was going to point out his hypocrisy when he accused me of cheating on him when I role-played with somebody else. It sounded like you had actual sex with them. I documented each conversation, putting together my traumatic experience bit by bit, in a way I did not previously comprehend. Over time, it evolved into this website. Good for you. Where's Discord? I have a thing for this. No, did they delete my tweet? They might have. No, they didn't. Okay, sweet. I gotta get an image on screen. Give me a second. You? just to fill up some of the sidebars since there's not going to be anything there. And we can get another image since this is all furry stuff. On my YouTube channel, I would upload piano transcriptions of video games. On August 28th, 2018, I donated $800. So this is all the tweets again. But I think here is about the point where stuff is new. In early 2019, I charged back. Lyric chargeback. A donation of $800 made in August. Thor would publicly call me out by name and make posts on Twitter, painting me as a scammer. I mean, if you charge back $800, that does suck. If you did like genuine, I mean, not even if you just if you donated $800 and it took you 6 months to recharge it, that I don't know if that should be allowed, really. Maybe it's fine. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? And then Thor calls them a scammer. This is early on when Thor was actually still making a video game, so maybe that's like a bigger issue. On April 1st, Thor filed a DMCA claim against my YouTube channel. I'm assuming that's for the Heartbound music post. And maybe they didn't change it enough. I don't know. Probably, I don't know. Generally, it's like an unspoken rule that you shouldn't DMCA other creators, right? Or it is a spoken rule. It's only a spoken rule. It's not a written rule. On April 5th in 2019, I posted about the strike on Twitter, and Thor would continue calling me out on the chargeback. I responded with a Google Doc recounting my experience with Thor at TwitchCon. Oh, so there is a Google Docie. No, do not update their time. Thank you. I'm not going to read this because it's not, I don't think it's actually relevant yet. I'll keep it for after. How about that? There were 3 aspects to Thor's defense. Thor is divorced, Lyric doxed Thor, Lyric planned this, and he is a scammer. So Lyric is a guy. Okay. In reality, Thor was married from October 17th, 2015 to February 2020. Wait, really? I don't like you saying full names of non-public people. I am not looking at the... Ooh, I don't like that at all, actually. None of the published messages, images, or metadata included any personal information except for Lyric's phone number occurring twice. The Telegram archives have never been edited, remaining unchanged as its export in 2018. Thor's actions towards me were focused on financially exploiting me. Really? Let's see that. Donate your savings. That one I asked you how to make a Heartbound free, I was thinking about dumping my entire savings into it. But what I have is nowhere compared to what the company's offered you. Holy shit. I mean, I'm not using it anyway. It would not make the game free, but it'd definitely make it so we wouldn't have to worry about shit anymore. So that's not... I wouldn't say that's encouraging. Maybe just like slightly leaning into that. On a scale of 1 to 100, that's probably like a 10. Maybe a 5. AO streams up, watch now. Lyric donates $50. You crazy wolf. You crazy wolf. You better be okay. Fine. Okay, so he's like saying be okay. What? Yeah, dude, I got that sick YouTube ad revenue. Do you really? I suppose. I don't know what would be considered good, because I never really got into the real world of working a full-time job and paying rent and stuff. Only thing I have to pay are educational expenses. Well, I have that knowledge. What's your monthly income? If I did something that put me in financial danger, then I wouldn't be able to support you in the future, so logically I would never donate more than I'm able to. Well, that's good to hear. I do worry about things. From YouTube job and donations, I make around $1,000 a month. Yeah, that's not bad at all. That's terrible. $1,000 a month is terrible. Yeah, not a full-time kind of thing, but definitely helps. A lot of it goes into investments? Stock investments? Yeah, sort of. Lots of mixed stuffs, real estate, ETFs, stocks. Not a bad choice. Yeah, but pretty much stocks. Now, when I asked you how to make Heartbound free, I was thinking about dumping my entire savings into it when I haven't necessarily compared to else. Oh, we heard that already. So this person is stupid. This person, I mean, to be fair, they're a university student. Thor should not even be talking to them. They're like practically stupid. His words are crafted to urge Lyric to donate more money. I mean, if you're only focusing on the end of that, sure. This part seems like both of them being stupid to say like $1,000 a month. I can only imagine that if Thor's like the most beneficial take is Thor like misread that. Or maybe like 1,000 from each of these. If it was 3,000, sure, that's fine. But 1,000 is horrid. That's terrible. My minimum wage job, I think, netted me at least like 12 or 1,300 a month. After taxes. So yeah, that's pretty bad. Whenever I worked a minimum wage job, that is. Okay. So I completely disagree that it's financially exploiting you. Also, at the time, you seemed willing to financially exploit yourself, and Thor was, like, not asking you to at all. I disagree completely. Oh god, can we do this? Nope, that picked up on the mic. I'm trying to pop a can. His defense was effective at the time, as the public has no greater knowledge about any of these facts. He had reasonable deniability for his marriage since it wasn't publicized. He told the online community that he publicly leaked his phone number. He claimed that there were attacks on his personal phone number. Members of the community would claim this publicly, and Shay would also use this as a reason to convince my partner to convince me to delete my posts. So we don't have the original, I'm assuming. So this is the original Google Doc. Page not found. It has been deleted. Okay. So wait, if we go here, and then we copy the link, and then I go to like archive.org, and then I search, or wait, is it the Wayback Machine? We type in that doc. We have a snapshot. And it's been deleted. God damn it. So this doc doesn't even work. I'm sure there's somebody out there who has like a video on this, but I tried looking for it before and I couldn't find it. Phone number. Okay. I guess we'll read this now. It is apparent to me that I focused on the wrong details at the time. I was hurt and wasn't emotionally mature enough to comprehend why, let alone put it into words. I realize now that the emotional manipulations I experienced is far more important to share. And I focused on the details about his wife and Shay, which at the only was the forefront of my mind. And since that is what I felt would do to hurt. Due to that hurt, I did not read the chat logs, and I published them in an attempt to explain what made me feel the way I did. Looking back, the most important details of the interactions before TwitchCon, how my vulnerabilities were exploited by someone much older, and how I was manipulated to devote myself entirely to Thor. Still haven't really seen that. But okay. Feedback. At the time, I believe leaving the document open to public comments would gauge what parts were unclear and refine the document over time. However, I understand now that was not a good approach for some reasons. It guarantees that the entire initial document will not be in a ready state, since there is less incentive for me to refine the document before publication. It will necessarily be more low-quality feedback than high-quality. The reasoning behind this is twofold. There are few people that have the time and energy to read both a document and formulate feedback. A public forum does not put us on equal footing, considering the imbalance of community activity due to its large following. It is a lose-lose situation for fans to actually read the document, since they have to spend the time and energy to read it. There will be necessarily more people interested in defending him by any means than those that want to engage in reading a document which defames their idol. So, I mean, this is true, but you're doing it again. And I think this time it's not because Thor, like, I think what lines up is this was done like 4 months ago, right? Which roughly lines up with situational managem. So that means that they probably started building this whenever that controversy happened, and then decided to release it now because they just finished it. They definitely should have finished it earlier. They built this whole fucking weird website to do that. It's probably collecting my cookies right now, honestly. Addressing feedback. Edited in 2018. All the files were generated at the time of the export, which was 2018. Okay. Yeah, it's dead. Just so you guys can see, the doc's dead. Okay, let's go back. Nope. There we go. So he did seem to be married, but maybe it wasn't, maybe it was like a separated marriage. I don't know. He told the community that I publicly leaked his phone number, so I guess I can't even check that if he did or not. So good for you. Thor was able to lie so confidently that even I would end up believing him at the time. Wait, what? I didn't know that his phone number wasn't actually there. I found another romantic partner in January 2019. Thor and Shay would contact my partner to convince them of my wrongdoing. They told my partner that I doxed them, attacked them, and proposed a solution. Source. On April 7th, so this is 4 months after you found your partner. Jay, he has been attacking us daily on Twitter, as in the attack messages we've been posting them as recently as yesterday, so I hope that your conversations with him will get him to stop. As part of his attack messages, he posted numerous chat logs, some of them which have modified and contained our lead developer's personal phone number / contact info. The claims he's making have led to his community attacking us over Thor's personal phone number. Based on the claim that they were attacked over Thor's personal phone number, along with knowledge that Thor's phone number was never leaked, we can come to the conclusion these are blatant lies, not founded in truth. I can't, because the doc is dead. Sorry. This conversation led to my partner to sympathize with Shay. I can't forgive the fact that he basically doxed you guys, and that's a big yikes. Lyric can fix this on his end by deleting the post / reversing the chargeback. My partner tries to convince me to be honorable, I guess. So we just don't know. That sucks. I'm not convinced either which way. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Yeah, I'm too in the middle about it. I'm being a fence sitter about this. I'm not sure. I think most of this is like, you are trying to manipulate us. Honestly, this lyric person is trying to manipulate everybody who reads this because it's just so shitty. And so far, everything you have admitted to being wrong. Like the chargeback, you said like, yeah, I did that. That was dishonorable. I thought I leaked his phone number and then I didn't. So at the time, you were coerced to delete all of your posts. However, Thor and Shay did not delete any of their messages as promised. Did they promise? He agreed to delete his posts. I'm not the aggressor here. If he calls off, the attacks on this goes away pretty quickly. All right, so just to make it clear, if he deletes everything, every single thing from Twitter, Discord, and on the YouTube community, will you do the same thing? Yep. You cut out his oh, no, there it is. Wait. So I don't know how Telegram works, but... No, that does seem to be right after. So... At the time, neither Thor nor Shay deleted their posts until years later. Okay, sure. They disagreed on that. Well, charging back $800 donations 192 days after giving it to a small indie studio results in situations like this. As someone scamming us all out of our income, I'll fight you into the ground and prevent you from making a single cent off our work. Do you have any other posts? I'm not reading all those conversations. Because this one is... So this is about just your general attacks. And I could see Thor making a defense like, this is not an attack, this is a defense. Okay. Maybe I should read those. So... So it looks like the partner just totally acquiesces to Shay. And they will take the chargeback stuff down too. Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay. I don't know how bad this was for the studio. This could be like very over dramatic. It's $800, which is not great. That would suck to lose automatically, $800. But I don't know the kind of situation Thor was in. It is a little relative. I think it still sucks on Lyric's part. I think a lot of the issue with Thor stuff is a lot of it's going to be viewed retrospectively. Or not retrospectively. The opposite. It's going to be reviewed with all of the information that's current with it. So people are going to say he sucks because he's rich now. Why is he begging for $800? But he probably didn't have the money at the time. He might not have. But he also ran a super successful Kickstarter. So it's iffy. Okay. My silencing. I found another... Oh, we got that part already. During these events, I was in college, double majoring in mechanical engineering and aerospace engineering. I maintained a 3.92 over my first 4 semesters. After the events mid-fall, my next GPAs were 2.76, then 2.57, and then I dropped out. And, oh, so he didn't make you drop out. You decided to drop out after failing over your random fucking E-drama. No, that sounds like a you problem. In April 2019, when I tried to speak out, Thor turned everyone against me. I thought if I stayed honest, that I would at least be given an opportunity to explain myself. Instead, I had people vandalize my Google Doc, say that I was appropriating the narrative of real victims, and accusing me of doxing and attacking Thor. I felt abandoned by everyone. What was once a desire to create free educational content was replaced by feelings of inadequacy and abandonment. I posted less and less, and I stopped making content entirely in 2023. I'm not reading your Google fucking GPA. Your fucking whatever. I need to turn on a fan. It's getting very hot. Prepared for an unforgettable Google Docie? So, it sounds like they were their own worst enemy here by a long shot. All right, 1 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dear Thor, I know you'll be forced to defend yourself against this, just as you did with me. You will plant seeds of doubt into your audience, pointing out small tells as if the entire thing is a convoluted fabrication of my own personal gain. What you are going to do when people realize that angles cuts both ways? Guess what if they realize that if they looked at your actions through the same lens, then you would have been caught 7 years ago. Some part of me really wants to thank you. Only recently have I learned to feel happy and content with my life. Off camera, my life is flourishing, but it was you who taught me this. I did not become who I am because of you. I am who I am in spite of you. So this just sucks. This just is just like revenge, like emotional erotica. This is just like, I have never been happier without you in my life. Not a message. This is just like, oh my god, you're so like dramatic, dude. Oh man. Because so far it's like, I'm much better without you. I also accept that I caused all my own problems, but like you also did them to me. Over time, I learned the importance of recognizing patterns. Yes, one occurrence may be a coincidence, but more than that establishes a pattern. Yeah, 3 times. It's interesting, Shay was 21 years old when they moved in with you in 2017, and I was 20 when you manipulated me, and another victim at 23. Your patterns and motives are as clear as day. So, okay, he likes young women that are, like, less informed. It's not like Destiny's thing, right? Destiny has a thing where he's, guys, like, a 20-year-old girl is basically the same as a 14-year-old, and then starts dating Melina. So, like, yeah, this kind of blows. Having spoken to other victims of yours, I would always hope that one of them would speak out. Only now do I realize how impossible that is. You identify people who are emotionally weak, with low self-esteem, so you can form and mold them into your pet. As part of your indoctrination, you shower them in praises. You train them to need, to leave, to breathe your approval. Then you punish them for acting against you. You berate them for any deviation from yes, master. Oh, I can't keep a straight fucking face anymore. Fuck this, dude. Fuck this guy. Fuck this fucking guy, dude. They put themselves in this situation. They're the ones who were going after Thor when Thor was cutting them off at some point. And then Thor was giving them everything they want, and then they ruined it for themselves. Yeah, this guy fucking sucks, dude. What the fuck is this? They are terrified that you would use your fan base to retaliate against them, just as you did to me. That's not true. Is it? I mean, look at all the small streamers and fucking the World of Warcraft drama. None of them were scared of Thor for being bigger. Maybe he just committed such a giant crime by making them waste literally like 60 hours of their life, to 60 to 100. I mean, I guess the other people don't have like any audience at all, but I also feel like maybe they're more well adjusted because Lyric is obviously terminally online. Get his friends gossiping about you even though their demeanor is sympathetic towards him. Can he ever really be sure that they believe him? Tell me, how can anyone trust again after facing that? What the fuck is wrong with this person? You can get to know like a narcissist and live with them. They may still have like good person. Like, I don't know. I'm not. Why are you trying to get me to defend fucking Thor's personal life? What the fuck? I mean, no, it's the opposite. They want me to attack Thor and be like, oh my god, how terrible he is. But like, I don't think that you should look into somebody's personal romantic life like that and like speculate about how like any of Thor's like potential partners could fucking like him. Like, dude, who cares? It's not my fucking place. You're putting this out there. So to avoid that situation, we try to forget. Every night we fight away thoughts of you. What if that never happened to me? Who are you abusing now? Who will you abuse next? And a question I can never get out of my head. Who do you really think? What do you really think? They say, the tree remembers, but the axe forgets. You're being the axe. You are absolutely being the axe right now. Because you apparently forgot how you got fucking mogged and destroyed 5 fucking years ago. You got so destroyed that you can't even access your previous fucking document. You took it fucking down. Or at the very least, you didn't re-upload it. So yeah, no, it sounds like you got destroyed. I lay awake every night wondering if you still remember me. After what you put me through, do I even grace your mind or memory? Not at all. Thor is making like literally tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars a week now. Because he's fucking streaming Dune Awakening 24/7. Do you ever think about how you've ruined my life? You ruined your own life. You dropped out of college because fucking you were so obsessed with Thor and couldn't live without him, even though he cut you off. At the end of the day, he offered an outing point before you even met, and then he had a firm cutoff with you and never wanted to think or talk to you again. And there was like, the only exception he made was because you were attacking him and Thor's like a narcissist and cares about his reputation way too fucking much. But even then, he also has a game and a business and people to worry about. So I can see why he would. I disagree with it, but I can see why he would care about attacks. Do you think you got away scot-free? Or maybe you dread that one day you'll find you didn't cover all your tracks. That I will finally grow up, shed my insecurities, and realize that I don't have to hide anymore. You're such a beautiful fucking butterfly, dude. You've gone through your fucking metamorphosis, you got in your cocoon, and you came out a beautiful little butterfly, and now you're fucking making Google Docs about people who don't even think or care about you. What is wrong with this person? I'm still not even close to the age you were when you abused me. Wait. Yeah, you are. Thor was 31. Or 33. I don't think it matters that much. You were 20. It's been 7-ish years. It'll be 7 years in a couple months. So you're probably like 6.5 years older, right? So you're 26. And Thor was 33. So you're getting pretty close, I think. I don't know. You still have like 8 years to go. So, whatever, I guess. Wait, sorry, I'm so fucking stupid. Why is this even a point? Why are you even writing this in? That really puts into perspective for me just how pathetic you really are. You are willing to destroy the minds of young and vulnerable people for the sake of financial gain and sexual gratification. You ruin lives to get your dick wet. Jesus Christ. He's not Leonardo DiCaprio where he just throws away a woman every 5 years. How pathetic for a man your age. God, you're like 40 now. I can only imagine you have gotten better at what you do. Or maybe he settled down. You're writing revenge porn in your mind. You're literally writing like how Thor is like going out there fucking killing and sexing women all the fucking time. When he's got like wife and ferrets back home, you know? Like who? Jesus Christ. You are a parasite. Thanks, Andrew Ryan. You feed on other people's praise and worship. You expect to be treated like a god. Well, I've been studying your words for the past few months. You should be scared. Because back then, I didn't even realize how easily identifiable your tactics were. I can see why you were so desperate to get me to delete my posts. You were so desperate that you manipulated my partner into believing that I am a liar. You believed that you were a liar. You believed that you were a liar and uploaded the fucking phone numbers. Like, whatever. And then I wanted to start drama from a simple misunderstanding. This is not a simple misunderstanding. This is an extremely complex web of lies and nebulous fucking secrets out there. And nah, it is pretty. It's not even a misunderstanding, I don't think. I think it's quite clear that you're kind of fucking crazy. After I finally went back, finally reread every message, I find myself angry. I'm angry that you knew exactly what you were doing all along. I'm angry that back then I only called you out like this, like to sleep around. I'm angry that you were so good at it and I never really even realized the damage. Until 7 years later, you wrote the Google Docy 2 years after it not even 2 years after it happened. How naive I was in thinking that it was just infidelity and not communicating between sexual partners. No, you're not just a threat to your partners, you're a threat to everyone. I mean, he's a threat to his World of Warcraft guildmates. And that's kind of it. I don't think he's actually that much of a threat. I actually think some of his advice can be kind of okay. Most of it's pretty inane stuff that you can get from anywhere, but like, Some people don't know it, and so that's fine. It's whatever. So long as you have a platform, you will continue abusing your power over more and more victims. They're not a victim until after he abuses his power, okay? We need to take your platform away so at the very least you won't have easy access to vulnerable targets in your younger audience. He's not a pedophile. He is not a pedophile. That's what this is framing this to be. Thor's 40, okay? He's older than most of the active internet, okay? So, like, almost everyone is younger than him. I'm younger than Thor, all right? This is making him out to, like, I don't know. That's the insinuation I feel that they're making. But also, like, you were 20. You were making perfectly, like, reasonable decisions in your own mind. You were of age. You were past 18. Sorry, I just got here. What did he do now? Nothing. Thor actually... Okay, he didn't do nothing. Thor had sex with a fan, but we don't even know that. Thor actually denies having sex with a fan. So this random furry person E-dated Thor. He E-dated Thor for like a month or two, and then they met up at TwitchCon, and they may or may not have had sexual relations. And that's it. That's all that happened. However, this person is blowing this up into a huge situation where Thor apparently manipulated money out of them before they were e-dating. This person donated like $800 to Thor for Thor's video game Heartbound. And that's it. That's the money. That's where the money comes in. And then they started e-dating after that. I'm not surprised. Yeah. I saw this and I'm like, look, I don't think Thor is like the best person in the world, but I also don't think he fucking like emotionally manipulated a teenager. Turns out he didn't actually. He didn't emotionally manipulate a teenager, but that's what this person is like insinuating, that they were freshly 20. They were freshly 20. They were e-dating around and they happened to meet Thor, who took such massive manipulation over them that they were permanently damaged. So this is their letter to Thor, where they're imagining how evil Thor is, how like unscrupulous, how demonic in action, and how like smart but like maniacal supervillain Thor is in manipulating other young people to donate $10 on stream. This person is fucking insane. I cannot even begin to imagine how many lives you have ruined, because I guarantee that I have not spoken with everyone who has faced your abuse. How many people haven't I heard from? How many will speak up now that I have come out of the dark? There is no repentance you can give, no excuse you can conjure that would atone for your disgusting actions. This person is unironically making this seem to be like worse than rape. I actually think that that's what's happening, is this person is trying to make their emotional manipulation, quote unquote, because they e-dated, right? To seem it worse than like one of the worst things you can do to a human. And like combined additionally with financial manipulation of willingly donating before even personally chatting with somebody. Now, Thor wasn't the smartest either, to be completely honest. Thor did try to fuck them. But, like, that's on a much lower level to what this person is trying to, like, say what happened, I guess. I'm writing myself into your story now. For as long as I live, I will never stop fighting for myself and your other victims. I no longer have the same weaknesses I had back then. He has new ones. He has new weaknesses that you can exploit even better now, because Thor is so smart and his brain is so big. This time I have no online career to worry about. I have no partner for you to manipulate. I have no shame in who I am anymore. Wow, big gloat there, dude. Big gloat that you no longer are dating anybody. Yeah, because you're fucking crazy. No wonder you can't hold a fucking partner. You're fucking insane. They probably like misplaced the beans in a cabinet and you're like, oh, you're fucking gaslighting me. I'm gonna report you to the fucking police. This document aims to summarize all the information about the interactions between myself and Jason Thor Hall. In pursuit of clarity, I'll do my best to include as many details as I possibly can without having others, including those of my own behaviors and mistakes. Oh, without harming others. Any explanation of my actions in the past should not be viewed as an excuse for the behavior. While I understand that there is a risk of misinterpretation when deeply analyzing behaviors, we must recognize that a single occurrence of a behavior is a coincidence, yet a pattern of behavior is a clear indication of intent. I do encourage giving all individuals the benefit of the doubt. Okay. Using Telegram. I'm not reading through Telegram texts. Who is Lyric? Who is Thor? I don't care. I think we read all this already in the other stuff, but I might read it again. I'll read like the summaries. Love bombing can fuck off. Love bombing can be described as intense displays of affection, declarations of love early in the relationship. For abuses, love bombing can be the first cycle of abuse and is often followed by periods of devaluation and shame. The abuser may switch from intense affection to criticism, control, and emotional abuse. From the abuser's perspective, love bombing is an investment. It is a way to establish rapport and can be later cashed out in the form of compliance, submission, and control. So this is 27th. This is, I think, oh, this is actually after the weird, like, come to my room and then text me thing. That's another thing that happened. Lyric went to Thor's hotel room to text them. Maybe they stood outside the whole time. I don't know. As far as I knew, we were fooling around and seeing if we were compatible. You've been pushing a lot of commitment kind of thing, but I have a lot of work stuff going on and not a lot of time. This is to contrast with in the final demeanor. This is the same conversation. Where's the final conversation? Nothing is going on? That's with your relationship, not with his time. He's not dismissing your concerns. He's dismissing you entirely. Okay. Lamau, this is so cringy. Of course he's gonna date mentally disabled individuals. Sounds like he set himself up by feeding into their delusions. Yeah, that is kind of what happened. He did have a problem. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like sucking him off here. He invited a fan from a different country. I think a different country, because this person has said uni a few times, so I imagine they're Canadian or British. He invites them over to TwitchCon, tries to fuck them behind his current girlfriend's back, but it's also an open relationship, so even that's weird. And then, wait, no, sorry, not girlfriend, boyfriend? I think. So Thor and his boyfriend have an open relationship, but it's an informed open relationship, so they have to tell each other about all the people they fuck. So Thor invites a fan to fuck, and Thor's boyfriend gets mad. And so that's that's why they end up breaking up, I guess. Early on, Thor would establish a pattern of dependence, seeming to mirror Lyric's desires and emphasize... Yeah. Thorn, if you want to hop onto another call, yes, every day, like I said. My night stream starts in 20 minutes. If you're awake, we should call. But yes, my plan is to be on voice chat with you every day. You make my time a lot better. You make mine better, too. You're so good to me. This is just weird e-dating shit. Of course he's in an open... Yeah. No, it was so crazy. And so here's another crazy thing. I'm not bringing it up because this person... I think this person doxes them. Wait, let me pull it up. Let me pull it into another tab where you guys can't see yet. But... this person brings up Thor's marriage documents. And it seems like Thor may have actually been married as well. But there is... Oh, they separated. They separated, like, right after this happened. So, okay. That's not too bad. But I'm not doxing them. I'm not... You're fucking me. Okay, so this is another crazy thing that you missed. and I'm not posting it because it has actual real life information on here. This person, Lyric, is like, I never leaked Thor's phone number, okay? I have never leaked Thor's phone number. That did not happen. I did not leak Thor's phone number. Lyric posts a screenshot of Thor's marriage documents that contain his phone number. Dude, this person cannot, like, this person is absolutely mogging themselves. They're fucking destroying their own... Jesus Christ, dude! And not only that, they're posting, like, the full name and number of another person. The person that Thor was married to, who is not an online figure, who is not an online individual, a public figure at all. Jesus Christ. This Lyric person is actually insane. I am fully on the side that Lyric is fucking insane. And that Thor is cringe. That Thor is incredibly cringe. This sounds right down his alley. Weird. E-dating shit. Furries, open relationships. None of this... No, it doesn't surprise me either. Never date fans. Never date a fan. It has gone good for like one person in history, and that's it. I don't even remember who it is. It's like McJuggernuggets or something. Some like old tuber. Thor expects the same dedication from Lyric, conveying his emotional dependence on them. Of course, thanks, babe. My pleasure. More. Ooh woo. Hey, Thor, how you doing? Not great, surrounded by people. How are you? Hugs you gently. Missed you today. Been wonky lately. Aw, sleepy Thor. Wonky, you're finally getting out of bed at a reasonable hour. Even so, I hope you're not feeling too bad. Do you feel ill? Nah, I'll just be missing you and hoping you miss me. Jesus Christ. Thor would show unconditional support for Lyric. This is a very weird statement for a 31-year-old man to make to a 20-year-old. You're telling me that none of this previous shit was weird for a 31-year-old man to say? Okay. Okay. All right. I'll take it, I guess. I have to. Can't see why anyone would break up with you, TBH. This is August 30th. This is before they even met. Pet names? Infatuated wolf. Spoiled by this little wolf. Good boy, little pet wolf. You like you being my good... It hurts so much. This is gold. This is lava. This is lava gold. This is fucking... it hurts to look at. That's what I'm trying to say. This hurts to look at. You like being my good little pup, don't you? Turns his head and kisses you softly. My wolf. Of course. Thanks, babe. Starting up now, babe. Flops on his stomach with his arms up. Whatever you like, babe. Jesus Christ. I would file defamation just to get this shit off the internet. Oh my god. You can't prove that this is Thor. Get him out of here. I can't. This shouldn't exist. This should not be at all. Sounds to me like you like the idea of being a submissive pet. Oh my god. Thor will often compliment Lyric for their submission and reward them with praise. You're in the furry community. He's the dog owner. You're the dog. This is like a... Only sometimes. Sleeps on the floor, wants a collar, loves my phone. No! Oh! Oh god. There is no coming back. There's no... I've lost all sanctity, all purity. This is bad. This is so bad. Oh god. I really want to be yours forever. Little pet wolf. You're fine. Always a shy doggo. Sometimes it feels like you're interested in being a pet more than a partner. Is that the case? What? No, not really. Devoted wolf. Nod, nod, nod. Am yours, uwu. You really want to be mine no matter what, huh? Well, not no matter what. Meeting up. Thor really looks forward to meeting Lyric, expressing his excitement and counting down the days. I think we read this before. Super wanny. Oh god, I can't do this. No more role playing as Thor. No more using that voice. It's not gonna sound like that forever. Moving. Okay. Brings up moving. Suggests that Lyric to move closer. Reinforces the idea of moving closer with a state of fact, detached from his own desire. States that it is explicitly Lyric's idea to move in with him. Praises Lyric's intelligence after they agree on the idea. Do you live on your own? Also, I just like and I just like things. I just feel like things are out of my control. And how would you disappoint me? Oh, wait, that's okay. Soon I will. Soon? Yeah, the end of the semester. That's when I turn 21 and my mom wants me out. Where will you be moving? Dude, they live with their mom still? And Thor, oh my god, Thor had so many points to jump off here, and he's just e-sexting this 20-year-old. This is awful. He's so stupid. Where will you be moving? Probably have to move close to my school for the time being, since I'm also taking spring there. So still up north. Yeah, why do you ask? Because it would be nice to have you closer. What city are you in? Elisa oh, don't say that. Let's scroll past that. I was thinking I'd go to Cal Poly if they accept me. Everything is 5 minutes apart here due to the freeways. Oh, so they're both in Cali. Okay. It's at least a little closer. It's actually right... Oh, okay. So I think we're out of the cringe talk. Well, that's nice. It's at least a little closer. It's actually between us right now in terms of travel time. How far is Cal Poly? 4 years from... 4 years? 4 hours from you and me. Oof, yeah. And make visiting easier and make future moving easier if things work out between us. So it seems like... He's like, it would be nice if you moved closer, but not move in, and you sound like it would also be nice. You seem pretty set on moving in with me. Yeah, I suppose so. Quick woof. I'm just planning out for now. I like to think ahead. Do what gives me the most options now so I can make things easier, choices in the future. So, okay. He does bring up the topic of moving, but it sounds like you talked about it before. Suggests that they move closer, but you're agreeable to the idea. Reinforce the idea of moving closer with a state of fact detached from his own desire. I mean, if he's presenting you with a fact that's beneficial to you, sure, but you whatever. States that it is explicitly Lyric's idea to move in. Where? Where does he say that? Where does he say that? I don't see it. Praises Lyric's intelligence after they agree. No? That doesn't happen. That just straight up did not happen. That just didn't happen, dude. Cheating. We got more role playing. Guys, we have more role playing. Alright, let's read the cheating. I want to spend more time moving forward. You seem to have pulled back a bit. School's been beating me up, to be honest, but I'll try harder for you. You just seem so interested and then suddenly not. Sorry, I don't really know what to say except that I've been a lot busier. But I also don't think it would really end up being enough for you as a mate, so I kind of backed off. A mate? Oh, gross, dude. So I kind of backed off in that regard. That doesn't change the fact that I want to spend more time with you. Okay, that seems normal. So it sounds like you're not pulling back. You have had to pull back, but you want to dive deeper, I guess. Oh, God. So are you really that interested? I felt like maybe you found someone else or something. Yeah, I'm interested. I'm sorry I haven't been super active lately, but school's been kicking my ass. And you didn't find anybody else? Horny hyena. To be honest, I've been flirting around, but no, not really anyone else. Flirting around? Yeah, woo. What you mean? Like, erp? Welp. Okay. These are actually missing. Wait, so there's the thing. Best efforts were made to maintain all necessary context. That is not true. That is just straight up not true. Keep in mind that at this point, Thor is married to his wife and has a committed relationship with Shay, who also lives with both of them. Oh, okay. I don't know. If Thor is in an open marriage, then it's so weird because this person is obviously like an open person, but they're trying to make it seem like it's horrible that Thor is also in an open relationship. Meanwhile, this person is like e-sexting 3 or 4 people at the same time, at least. At least at this point. Thor will fixate on the fact that Lyric roleplayed with his friend. In this conversation, Thor conflates roleplaying with real... You know what I wonder? I wonder if Lyric roleplayed with Pyrocynical. That'd be funny. Thor shames Lyric for roleplaying, treating them like filth and accusing them of cheating on him. You ignored my advances and ERP'd with other dudes. Not much else to say. To be real, this is fucked up. Like, I have no idea if you even realize how fucked up it is to me. We even had plans to meet up IRL in like a month. This is the reason I don't date people. This guy is literally banging at least a woman and at least a man, and is like, I don't date people. This is why I don't like dating people. You shouldn't like dating people, because like you're in a fucking relationship with 2 people you live with. It's fucking so weird, dude. I don't get polycule people. Can't stop yourself from fucking around for 5 minutes. I was literally here every night trying to get affection from you while you were fucking somebody else. Yeah, it fucking is how it is. You replied to me with when you could, but you had time to ERP with others. So I don't know, he's pretty demanding here. Sure. I don't know how many others you think there was, but there was 1. I don't think you know how many times I did it, and it was 2. Neat. Mine's 0 and fucking... You were fucking another You had a wife and boyfriend, right? Shay's a boy. Shay's... I don't know. A wife and they friend. Absolutely deranged. Both of these people are absolutely deranged. Because I told you I was into you and had mutual plans with you to express that in person. Pro tip, foundations don't include fucking other people. I super don't trust you after this little side quest, so what do you want? No, like, I don't trust you. You did something really fucking messed up here. You could have just come to me at any fucking time and been like, yo, I'm turned on right now. It was while you were asleep, to be fair. Our sleep schedules don't exactly align. Who gives a fuck if I was asleep? Sorry I fucked someone else, but you were asleep at the time, so... Is this guy not fucking his wife while fucking Lyric is asleep? Wait, why are their sleep schedules so different? They're both in Cali. Well, I guess his sleep schedule is not time zones, but still, what the fuck? After conflating role-playing with real-life sex, Thor accuses Lyric of cheating. The thing is, Thor's in a polycule, so I have no idea what his morals and principles are around cheating and sex and ERP. Because to me, if you're in a polycule, who gives a fuck if you're, like, ERPing with somebody, right? And if you're fucking somebody else, if you're being open to everyone about it, who cares, right? And that's why it was such a problem. But then he's like, "Oh, you cheat on me." It's I don't get it. Transcript. Oh god damn, this is long. You can't. You can't. You'd have to pay me to read that. Jesus Christ, I am not looking at that. Do not donate for that. I do not want donations. I do not want to read. I don't fucking want to read that. No means yes. Let's look at the penultimate of the conversation on October 1st. At this point, the conversation has lasted 7 hours. It seemed like a healthy discussion. The conversation goes over the goal of Lyric and Thor's relationship. In this excerpt, we will see that Lyric states 4 times that they are not interested in a committed relationship. Thor states he is not interested in any arrangement at all where a sexual partner is not in a committed relationship with him. So he wants a harem. Okay. He doesn't want a polycule, he wants a harem. I get that now. I get that. Alright, I understand. Are you saying you're interested in a casual thing with me? Oh, okay, skip. We read that before. Oh, wait, we read those 2 lines. Okay. No, those 4. Question is important. I guess so. If that's something you'd be mutually interested in, though I'd like to consider myself single for the time being. So basically, what you're saying is you want to be friends with benefits and be open to have sexual encounters with anyone else if you want to. I don't know why that statement feels loaded somehow. Nope. Simple yes or no. Yes. All right, cool. Good answer. But at the time, I don't want our dynamic to be based mainly on sex. It seems like it is. It seems like this is entirely based on furry, sex, gay, ERP. Alright, well, I can't agree to that and that, unfortunately. Sexual attraction for me is based on emotional connection. If I don't feel important, or like I'm special to that other person in some way, I can't really get turned on. Okay, so we have to count 4 times that they're not interested in a okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, although I would kind of consider that one also to be a, I don't want a commitment. Because that's like a direct response, I feel. Okay, sure. Where does no mean yes? To reiterate from above, okay, you don't need to. It's not that long. Let's think about acceptable ways to proceed. As an exercise to the reader, you may think about how you may proceed, hypothetically. Redefine the relationship. All right, I respect your decision to stay single. I value our connection and want to keep you in life, but that would be best to stay as friends. Let's try focusing on our emotional connections with no sexual expectations and reassess how we feel. So I'm assuming those are both like positive things. At this point, that I'll mention again that Thor is 31 and Lyric is 20. Thor apparently has the brain of a horny 20-year-old, so actually, I think you guys are kind of on par. So if it's a situation of me being one of multiple friends with benefit kind of things, I just wouldn't be into it. I understand. Does that change any of your answers? Yes. Okay, so they're saying yes, that does change this answer. I want to be close friends or friends. That is the exact same answer you gave. I think I'm not ready for commitment quite yet, having a couple loose ends to tie up first. I'd also think we should get to know each other more before we consider a committed relationship anyway. Dating isn't committed. It just means not boning other people while you test stuff out. So, by now it's established Thor wants a committed sexual relationship, while Lyric does not want any form of commitment. It is clear. No? You guys just... There's a YouTuber who made a thing. I think it's called Sitch's Law. And it's like this idea where like at least 50% of arguments happen over definitions. You guys have different definitions of the word committed. Or at least like committed relationship. I'm sure it's like it has an actual law, but Sitch is who I know it from. If you think that sounds weird and that not boning other peeps is like a commitment of dating, then you would be very much correct. Why would Thor say something so absurd? No, I actually, I kind of agree. If you're single, right? You can date multiple people. You can go out with multiple people, take them to dinner, do movies, and be invested in something ending up sexual, but you can like load multiple progress bars. I don't think that's unreasonable. It's not something I would personally do, and I don't like it, but like I wouldn't consider that to be commitment. But then again, Lyric is like a socially inept 20-year-old who has like never left school, or probably even had like many friends. They're just ERPing all the time, so it's like whatever. Lyric at age 20 and unsure of their stance as evidence in the conversation prior is in no position to challenge this statement from the older and wiser Thor. You don't even know Thor. You don't even know when did you even learn Thor's age? Wait, here we see Thor refusing to let Lyric go? No, Thor, like, actually explicitly tried to cut you off earlier. Okay, where is it? It's in the summary here. Fuck. Fuck. I forgot any of the words that would be in it. I don't think it's... Oh, that's a summary? Wait. I'm trying to restart. My laptop keeps trying to restart. Was it in a different thing? I can't find it. Reading. Maybe here in abandonment. I feel like it was before. Oh, but there's so many links here. I wish that there was like like I don't know. These links could definitely be clearer. Yeah, whatever. Let's just keep going. I'll find it later and point it out whenever I do. Thor says close friends isn't real. Also, what does close friends mean? Close friends isn't friends, but close? Wow, that sucks. I guess I just mean friends. Yeah, lol. Glad you see how that made no sense. Sometimes I just need some sense knocked into me. Ooh, woo. You seem to answer stuff in super weird ways. I don't mean to. Your term close friends just sounds like an open relationship. Not what I meant, since I believe that's out of the question. Yeah, I wouldn't be into that. For me, it's just like focusing on being sexual with one person at a time. Any more than that, you can't give them the attention they deserve anyway. Wait, so then like he has a wife and like a boyfriend, right? At the same time, or at least there's like 3 people living in one house. So is he not fucking his wife? Is that what's happening right now? And so he's like, "Oh, I'm going to ERP instead of fucking my wife." And then being like super horny for this random 20-year-old he met online. I understand. That seems to make the most sense too. What? So, okay. Yeah, if you still have active stuff with others, no cuddly stuff at TwitchCon with me. Partially because it feels bad, partially because it's dangerous health-wise. Thor says you are already committed. No, he says that your definition of close friends isn't real. Your definition does not exist because it doesn't. You gave like no response to that. Thor says you are already committed. All right, so you're not a sex-crazed skis. You're an awkward dumbass who doesn't know what words mean and actually wants to be with me, but has loose ends with other people online and only online. Right or wrong? Right, crying face. All right, with that in mind, I am good with being with you at TwitchCon, and more than that, take the time you need to tie up your loose ends. That stuff isn't hard unless you were dating them in secret and don't know what to do now. A simple, hey, I'm seeing someone and I can't, if they come onto you again, is pretty much all that takes. Nod, nod, I really am dumb. Why? Because, like, I threw you for a whole trip I didn't know how to words. Yes. Yes, you did. I'm sorry. Off. No, it came true. I said this at the start of the stream. Nuzzles, uwoo. You are one frustrating doggo, let me tell you. Jesus Christ. Nuzzles back and bites your shoulder. Oh, God. Some might call me a masterpiece. Oh God, wolf and hyena stickers. All right, so now that we've discussed literally everything, wait, so like no, all this previous stuff is such bullshit now. Oh, I scared the cat. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. How you doing, cat? I like Dr. Pepper. Probably do. I spilled a little. I'm gonna go turn off some lights. It's getting kind of late, and then I'll explain why this is all bullshit. Okay, so the reason that this is all bullshit is because, like, this person has acquiesced to everything. And Thor has actually, like, whenever they have said something that isn't clear, but it's them acquiescing, Thor has been, like, asking questions about, like, why did you say that? That seems weird. What's up with that? And this seems like crazy. We see that Thor continues even further to try to convince Lyric that they want to date him. I'm just not seeing that. I am just seeing that you are trying to date Thor, and you're trying to just like give up in the argument to appease Thor when Thor just wants like a committed relationship. Ignoring all the weird bullshit behind Thor with his wife and day friend. This just seems like Lyric is just being a mouse. Just being a rat. So odd. It's so strange. Stay on target. Right. I am not ready for a commitment. I promised a friend I would stay out of a relationship for a year. Different friend than who I ERP'd with, mind you. Alright, keep going. I want to go to TwitchCon with you still. You seem to want to hook up at TwitchCon. Is this the case or not? I wouldn't be opposed. So, you want an IRL sexual relationship with me, but not be committed. And you don't want to have IRL sex stuff with anyone else, right? Yes. Smacks your head. That's the same thing as being in a committed relationship, you dingus. Why are you like this? Thor's last message aims to convince Lyrics to devote themselves to him. I mean, kind of, I guess. Devote is a pretty big word, but like, I guess so. Yeah, when you want to date somebody, like really date somebody, like be in a relationship with somebody, you don't want them coming home with a brand new STD that nobody's ever heard of before. That doesn't seem unreasonable. It doesn't seem unreasonable for that to happen, right? Thor's last message aims to convince Lyric to devote themselves to him. This is essentially this argument. I know you said you don't want any commitment, but really you just don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to be honest. Lyric seems like super fucking confused here. In the conversation, in the texting. Because they literally just do not know the meanings of the same words because they disagree on what commitment is. In Thor's version of reality, a commitment doesn't have to be made verbally. It's implicit. I mean, yeah, if you just say it verbally but don't commit, then you're not committing. I don't know. What does implicit mean to you? So Lyric is already doing these things, not having sex with other people. Therefore, Lyric logically is already in a relationship with Thor. Now Lyric just has to say it. No, it's because Pirate Software thought you were having sex with people. Is that not clear? That's literally here. So like he's convinced that you are not like having sex with other people. He thought that you were. That's obviously what this implies, that he thought you were having sex with people. This isn't fucking rocket science. You know what's funny? This person was gonna be a fucking rocket scientist. They were going to college for aerospace engineering, and they can't fucking understand a conversation. No wonder they dropped out. First fucking 4 semesters are probably calculating the arc of a football, and this person can't understand a conversation. Look, actual aerospace is probably actually pretty difficult, okay? But, like, come on. This person also does seem insane. Oh, God. Oh, dude, we're not even halfway through. I'm probably gonna skip those 3 because it's been maybe not the asides. Thor's last message. Okay. Thor defines commitment for Lyric. In the following section, Thor continues to manipulate Lyric to date him. Continues? I don't want another Zen. I shouldn't have one. That's the same thing as being in a committed relationship, you dingus. Why are you like this? Wait, didn't he say literally the same thing here? Yeah. Oh, these are the same messages. Okay. It re-ups the date, I guess. You just want to keep ERPing with your friend online, don't you? But I wasn't going to have IRL sex stuff with people. Well, I don't know that until you revealed you don't know how to words. Yes, just sometimes. Oh, so that's pretty clear. Why is it important that you keep ERPing with him? I care about him a lot, woo. But, like, are you in love with him? I wouldn't marry him or anything. Also, no. You're legit giving me the guy he tells you not to worry about situation here. Like, you want to be with me, say you love me, but you want to keep ERPing with this dude on the side. Your one ask is a pretty weird one if what you've said this entire truth is about them. So it also sounds like Pirate Software would continue ERPing with this person if they just didn't want to meet at TwitchCon, if they didn't want to make things real and physical. Well, I did also tell you I would stop. Then why is it a demand now? It's not. Did I demand it? Because I didn't mean to if I did. So far, it's been either you get to ERP that dude or we can't be together. Is that not the case? If that's not the case, then what is the case? Well, okay, I can see how it's confusing because Thor is like talking weirdly here, but I get the idea where Thor has basically laid out two options that this person has agreed to, and he said that it's a demand. That's not the right word to use on his part, but I don't think it's that bad. The case is, I'm not ready for commitment? I'm not sure what that means specifically. You'll have to explain. Yes. Since you... excuse me. Since you want to have a sexual relationship with me and not with anyone else, that literally is commitment. So, what? Okay, sorry, I'm really just tripping over the words, I think. What do you think commitment is? Like a relationship? No, like, don't describe it with other titles. I guess it would mean staying faithful through everything? Yeah, no, that's marriage, dude. All right, let me break this down for you. A relationship can mean anything from dating to marriage. Dating is casual. You're dating someone, trying them out, see if they fit. There is no word of commitment, and maybe you decide to end it and date someone else. Dating is meant to be casual, so you can see if people are a good match. You try to find a date, that's essentially the term going steady, or boyfriend. Then you don't touch other people, and you don't cheat on them. Unless you're into that, and the relationship is open. Right now, I'm like, hey, yo, do you want to date? And you're like, no, I don't want to get married. Also, I'm fucking this other guy online. Well, I don't want to get married. Finger guns. Now, do you see why you're saying it makes no sense? Like, to be real, this is stupid. Either you have no idea what type of human interaction works, or this kind of thing, or you're playing me because I just want to keep e-fucking, or you want to keep e-fucking your friend, and no one else to do, and we've gotten involved with each other. It's super hard for me to believe that you legit have no idea how this works at the age of 20. I mean, like I said, I would stop for you. I asked you to stop and you said you wouldn't, so no. What? When did I say I wouldn't? This whole time you've been saying you're going to continue doing stuff with him and didn't want to commit with me. Literally this whole time. Yeah. Lyric said that they were going to keep dating a person for like a year or something, right? Or like refuse to date somebody else for like a year. So yeah, Lyric is just stupid. This isn't manipulation. This is you not understanding. This is you having like a low IQ. This is low IQ moment. Okay, I think there's a misunderstanding here. I don't know if I'm like looking. Does that word make more sense? I'm super not great with terminology. I don't know if that makes any difference that they are with somebody. Yeah, it makes a difference. Why are you making it harder on us to do stuff with a person who already got someone? Honestly, look, okay. There's a lot of bullshit here. Thor needed to stop texting this person like a month ago. Probably never even start texting this person. Thor just should have never texted this person in the first place, okay? That's really the lesson we can all learn. Don't message random fans who seem obsessed with you, okay? Now look, I get that he thought that he was doing something nice because this person donated almost $1,000 to Thor whenever he really needed it. Okay, cool. He wants to go out of his way to say something nice and cool to this person and be like, yeah, great, awesome, epic, poggers, whatever. But like, this is so fucking, this is way too far. This goes past that by a huge fucking margin. You've said a lot of wild shit since we met. Said you loved me. Said you would give me your entire savings. Wanting to live with me. Wanted to be with me forever. Now you're talking about hookups, even though they weren't hookups. How you wish to be ERPing with a dude online, despite him being with someone. And it not being okay for me, and stopping us from moving forward. Thor wants money? What? Doesn't that seem strange? Usually this is not what people fixate on. You said you loved me, that you'd be with me forever, and that you'd give me all your money. It just seems a little unsettling to me. Surely this is just speculation. Let's explore this for a moment. This is in reference to a message that Lyric sent saying that he would give Thor his entire bank account. It was only mentioned in this conversation one time, and Lyric also made numerous donations to Thor. But isn't it interesting that this is one of the core facets that Thor remembers? He remembers that small quip. Small quip. Your words have meaning, dude. Different phrases have different weights to them depending on the person. What the fuck? I'm assuming for the sake of argument that Thor is like poor at the moment, okay? He's living with 3 people. He's like not even selling his game yet. Maybe he ran out of fucking Kickstarter money, right? So like this specific phrase may have a lot of weight to him. He remembers that small quip, but let's recount this detail specifically. Why not? Lyric asking for sleep calls. Lyric staying up for Thor even though they have 8 a.m. classes. Lyric acting like a pet. There's something more here. There's a selective memory at play. He's not telling us what happened in the past. He's telling us... He's actually not telling us anything. He's telling Lyric things, okay? Not only is this an ideal version of Lyric, he deserves to have that Lyric. Sad Hyena tells us that Thor is hurt and sees Lyric as taking away that vulnerable and obsessed version of themselves. You will see in these upcoming messages Thor desperately wants to get to the bottom of this. Why did Lyric stray from this path? And more importantly, what can Thor... All I've seen is you guys arguing over bullshit. My voice is starting to hurt, so I'm not going to do the voice anymore. If you weren't ready to date, you wouldn't be trying to date me and be at TwitchCon, you big-ass baby. I wouldn't be able to give you more than the time you deserve. What does that mean? I'm a double-time student and I'm a total mess right now. What changed from my side? It changed when you started in your words flirting around. Yeah, because they started dating ERPing after school started, right? Or maybe school got like harder a couple weeks in. That does happen. So then, but also this could also be a problem because Thor sees Lyric's schedule right now as like wake up, go to school, food whenever, ERP with me, go to bed. Okay? That's how Thor sees it. Lyric's actual schedule is wake up, go to school, ERP with Thor, ERP with like 2 other people, and then Lyric is then telling Thor that he doesn't have enough time. Okay. That makes sense that Thor might be frustrated if it feels like you're lying to him. Because this is 522, and I believe that whole shit-ass previous argument was at, like, yeah, 235. So, okay. With time, I became more and more scared of what you think of me, especially when you said you wanted to slow down. Maybe to me it was just a passing comment, but I guess I can say I started being a lot more self-conscious around you after that. Okay, you were going too fast. Why wouldn't I say something? I mean, there's tons of shit that I noticed and never said anything about. Wait, what? Is this person doing like a fucking like... I gotta reread this. Thor desires to have Lyric have an unhealthy obsession with him. Sexual obsession, emotional obsession. Thor wants absolute control of Lyric. In his mind, Thor needs to correct this as it is the biggest threat to his goals. Thor can speak plainly about his true goals, to Lyric because any unnecessary resistance from Lyric would lead to more bullying and berating. Where does he say that? Where does he say that? It's so clear. Where did he say that? Look, I'm just going to say that's a mistake and not that Lyric is completely and totally deranged. I didn't say that. You didn't hear that. Thor is frustrated at Lyric's response, not just the message, but also Lyric being more hesitant. Notice his use of sarcasm here. I believe this is actually a defense trait of his. I believe he recognizes his comment drove Lyric farther away than he wanted to, and he views it as a blunder. So he's playing defensively in this statement, and now he's trying to convince Lyric why that statement was justified. E.g., you need to say things like that to keep you in check. Thor is frustrated because it wasn't a blunder until Lyric misinterprets what Thor was saying. I cannot understand the way you text. At 20, I was obsessed with being as clear as possible because I knew so many people who had different ways of texting. In college, I was obsessed with trying to be clear. There were very many times where I wasn't, and I tried to learn from that. You are incredibly unclear. So many text messages. Just send like a paragraph and be as clear as possible. Thor, I think, is actually being very clear until he's getting bored when he's starting to use like sarcasm or whatever. Or whenever he's horny and he's sending weird hyenas. Okay, so here's one of the things where I got confused. They keep saying mate, and I keep thinking they're like British or like in the Anglosphere. But it's actually just a furry thing. And it's so gross, dude. His mate knows and the ERP isn't me trying to get with them or anything. Well, then what's the point? I guess there is no point. Boy, you gotta get your priorities straight. You said a lot of wild shit since we met. For all intents and purposes, you either didn't mean those things you said to me, or you don't mean the ones you're saying now. The only thing stopping us from moving forwards is that I don't know if I'm ready to date yet. I like how you glossed over all that and came to say this. I read the whole thing and noticed a pretty big misunderstanding there. I did mean those things at the beginning. If you weren't ready to date, you wouldn't be trying to date me and be with me at TwitchCon, you big-ass baby. I don't like that. Stop calling people baby. They're 20 years old. Well, I mean, they're acting like they are mentally like way younger, I think, but like Jesus Christ. I just wouldn't be able to give you the time you deserve. What does that mean? I'm a double-time student. Was when we first met. Okay, we just read like all of this. Oh, here we go. Here's some new stuff. Basically, to clarify, I am single and not looking, and also added to that my bio as a stunt with one of my friends. I was literally because we thought it'd be funny and not indicative of a relationship. Awkward. Yeah, ooh. Night, napping before night stream. Have a good rest. I'll be around. That game looks fun. I'm going to bed now. Good night. Night. Do we read this? If we did. Abandonment. Thor asks, you said you had a better idea of what you want for your future. What is it you want? He's presenting me with another opportunity to say what he wants to hear. I will devote myself only to you. I don't... He doesn't want your life. He just wants to hear, I am dating you or I am not dating you. That is the two things he wants to hear. If you consider dating to be devotion, you're fucked in the head. That's my honest fucking opinion. Dating somebody is not a complete 110% devotion, okay? You're getting there, for certain. But, like, I don't know. I don't even... Like, I think you should be faithful in a marriage, but I don't even consider a marriage to be, like, 100% devoted. You're not devoting all your time, patience, energy, passion, compassion to your partner. You got work. You have so many other things in life. Like, I don't think marriage, like, even cuts you off from, like, being a whole human being. I just think this person's super weird. This person has, like, a huge misunderstanding of the world. And to some degree, why wouldn't they? They've probably been, like, gay furry ERPing since 15 and been way too terminally online. Like fucking Pyrocynical. Pyrocynical, like, has, like, some kind of magic about him where he doesn't, like, become crazy. Just a weirdo, but he's not, like, crazy. This person is crazy as fuck. Gotta get more water. My throat is going. My I'm not the throat goat. I am dying. Give me a minute. What's everybody doing? Jesus. I am my throat is absolutely going. I will not be able to talk tomorrow. I do have a feeling that this is getting kind of close to over. Kind of close to Jover. Alright. Oh, wait, do I have Twitch loaded in the background? Do not. Okay, sweet. We're just taking a quick little break at the moment. Excuse me. Because my throat, dude. Give it like 10 more seconds. Okay, so we have abandonment. Thor asks, you said you had a better idea of what you want for your future. What is it you want? He is pressing me with another opportunity to say I will devote myself to you. We engaged in a little game of guess what Thor wants to hear. Get a better idea of what you want for your future. What is it you want? I want to be stable and focus on one person. Oh, we read that already. Okay, yeah, here's the cutoff point. Okay, so this is actually after the previous conversation. I was wrong on that one. But yeah, this is a very clear cutoff point where it's like, hey, I'm just gonna go back to doing what I want to do. Whatever. Do whatever you want. Or disengages, punishes me, and abandons me by denying me conversation. Okay. This is 110% your fault for deciding to be infatuated with this person, recognizing that you're infatuated with this person, and deciding to continue your pursuit of them. Okay. I do not think Thor is like a manipulative freak here. I do think Thor does do this. Thor does victimize himself, especially at like the current moment with the World of Warcraft drama and whatever. But like, I'm not seeing it. I'm really not seeing it. Good morning. So this is like right after. So sorry, this isn't cutting them off. I had a misphrase. This is an outing point. This is where Lyric was just like allowed to do whatever they wanted. It's like in Morrowind when you get to Caius Cassades and he's like smoking skooma and he's like, go get a job. Go level up. I was asleep. My cat Gadget was being 50 assholes and running on my face, so I had to kick her out of the room. Well, your face isn't a treadmill, so you shouldn't be running on it. Yeah, she's kind of a butthole. That's why you should dog instead. Cat is fine. Yeah, I'm teasing. I'm in a stupid mood today. I feel unproductive but happy. Just woke up, I guess. Usually I feel a mix of happy and something else. Ooh woo. It's not often I feel happy and unproductive at the same time. I feel dumb. What's got you so happy anyhow? I woke up this way. I felt like garbage most of yesterday, and I feel optimistic about the future. How are you feeling? Not great. You want to talk about it? What's there to talk about? The shit with us is actually bringing me down. Sorry. Why are you sorry? For being stupid. God damn. Is there anything in here that gives an answer? No. Nope. Oh, this is just the full thing. Okay. So, yeah. Dating Thor. What was it like? Following his abandon. He didn't even really abandon you. I don't even consider that abandonment, dude. I need music to keep going. Where's Winamp? Let's do some very, very quiet. What would not get me taken down? Let's do my usual. Let's just do some fucking red alert. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Here we go. OBS even picking that up. Turn that down. There we go. Okay. Thor, I would like to date you. I felt like I should be more direct about that. Yeah, that's a nice change. I'm glad you like it. Now my question is, would you like to date me? I believe that the O-face is genuine surprise. All he wants is absolute control, but he strictly does not want the label of dating, at least not publicly. How can he pull this off? It seems like an impossible goal. Either he can say yes and have a label which he doesn't want, or say no and he doesn't get the devotion he wants. As long as we don't have any more surprises, yes. Oh, okay. I'd like a week for things to calm down. This is how he makes the best of the situation. No, he gave the... I don't get this. He could say yes and have a label, which he does. Why wouldn't he want to date? That's what he's been asking for this whole fucking time. Thor frames previous argument as something that I personally put him through by calling them surprises like this. You did surprise him. First, you told him that you were, like, not interested in a commitment, so you didn't want to date. And you're like, well, I actually don't want to date because I still want an ERP. And you're like, I don't want to date because I told a friend I wouldn't for a year. And you're like, well, I don't want to date because, like, I just don't kind of, like, feel like it right now. And Thor's like, all right, I'm just going to code. Whatever, dude. Pirate Software should have took the message and just stopped talking to you. But you should have took the message and just, like, give a straight answer, and you did, so whatever. Note that it is now in Thor's best interest not to bring up the topic again. The idea of complete devotion has been instilled in me. Thor has gotten exactly... No. It's so funny because Thor says dating is explicitly not complete devotion either. No, this is deranged. This is schizophrenic and deranged. I actually think you need, like... to talk to real people and not on Discord. So we have the donate your savings shit. So this is the part where it's like, Thor is getting donations from this person. If you are dating this person and Thor is trying to make it into a bigger thing, if you did donate all your savings, then I imagine Thor is like, because Thor's not completely deranged. He's like, he is a little bit, but he's not completely deranged. He's like, oh, if I'm dating this person, they move in with me, then they don't need a bank account because my game will make $1 million. I mean, he's making $1 million anyway. Kickstarter. Thor's behavior around his Kickstarter campaign is a showcase of his tactics to manipulate Lyric. Only 2 days after launching his campaign, Thor voices and concerns that it might fail. Lyric consoles him by saying it's only been 2 days and suggests adding a higher tier. Thor tells Lyric that he made a higher tier at $500. After informing Lyric of the new higher price tier, Thor then ignores Lyric. When nudged, he responds with Herm as if Lyric was being annoying. This abandonment of engagement shows that Thor... Okay, I want to see this. Oh, we'll see it in a minute anyway. Okay. Shortly after, Lyric increases their pledge from 100 to 500. Thor immediately showers Lyric with sexual attention and praise, confirming that he has been withholding attention to Lyric until they donated the money. All right, that's a pretty big claim, but it's at least worded in a way that I'm more interested. Wait, so he's not even kickstarting Heartbound? He's kickstarting a Heartbound plushie? Some messages have been omitted. I can't trust you now. Cool. Oh, from this excerpt. Okay, wait, do you have, like, the full thing down here? No. Alright, cool. Gonna kickstart this soon, but the minimum order is 500 units, so I may need to raise 6K on this Kickstarter to pull it off. Good morning. Shows the plushie. Finally. Yay. And pledged. Oh, man, thank you. Also, I want a groundhog now. Looks like the Kickstarter might fail. It's only been 2 days. This is insightful from Lyric. No, it's not. Wait, didn't you say you suggested the $500 thing? No, I got that wrong. Okay. You have to pay them back eventually, though. Wait, what? You have to pay them back eventually? What does that mean? No, this is like a business project, okay? I don't... Thing is, mega donations are incredible but non-sustainable. You never know when someone like you will come along and inject a huge amount of funds. Nervous about the Kickstarter? I guess people really don't want it? Thor subtly pressures Lyric to donate more. That is not true. Thor wants money. He wants money to pursue this project. And he cannot get it. And he is telling you about it because he sees you as a friend, and you're just loose with your fucking wallet. So honestly, I'm not super surprised, even if he did, because you're giving him exactly what he wants. And you have no need to do so. It was like, he's showering you in praise because you're giving him money, because he's focused on his fucking business right now. Look, honestly, I don't think it's that unreasonable what Lyric is saying here. Jesus Christ. I'm looking at the notes in the top right. You guys can't see them. Let me put them there. About a month later, Lyric increases their pledge to $3,000. So that's half the thing. What the fuck? You don't have the money. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Thor mentions that he hopes Lyric is not just donated. I really hope you're doing it because you believe in what I'm doing and not because you're interested in me. So Lyric is being a pay pig. Saw you decrease your pledge by a lot. Is everything okay? Yeah, just thought it was being super funded. I really just intended to push the funding to the goal, you know? Worried that people will back out at the last second and it will fail. If it turns out that some payments decline and you get less than you need, I'll gladly PayPal you any difference. Didn't realize that was your intention. Or mentions that about 20% of payments decline and that he experienced it with the first Heartbound Kickstarter. When Heartbound succeeded, we were at 450% and it dropped to 385%. So it's a 65% decrease. Thor is putting guilt on Lyric. Not really. He's just telling her how it works. Lyric decreases the pledge to 1,500. Okay. I mean, yeah, because that's kind of shitty. You never should have. You do not put money into a relationship like this. Okay. The only time you put money into a relationship is for gifts that you do not take back, and for necessities. Because they're necessities, you just got to deal with it, okay? You got to deal with groceries and rent. Sure, you split the payments. Because, like, you know, things are pretty expensive right now, okay? And if you live in already kind of an expensive place and you find a relationship, it's easier on both of you if you split the difference or split parts of it, right? But, like, you're gifting him a shitload of money and then you're taking it away. That's pretty bad. Aftermath, Thor refunds the pledge. Thor does not want to fulfill the pledge because it includes a Polaroid art piece of Our? Who's Our? Lyric? So they decreased to 1,500 and they refunded. Thor probably refunded it because either he made the money, he canceled the project, or he doesn't want his good friend now to go into massive debt for a plushie, for a $10, $20 plushie. Because Lyric only makes $1,000 a month and will eventually have to pay off university, presumably. Assuming their parents don't pay for it, right? So $3,000 off of that bullshit? Yeah, I can see why it would be refunded. All right, so we have a few more things, but we're pretty close to done. Throughout our conversations, he constantly pushed for us to meet at TwitchCon 2018. He would regularly bring up how nice it was to see me there and how we would have a lot of fun there. Even counting down the days till we met, we saw that. All right. So Thor asked to meet up. So when can we meet up? I have a spare room key. I asked for 2. Sorry if it seems sad, by the way. I honestly really wanted to keep hanging out and about meeting up literally any time. I plan to be in either room with you guys the entire time. My room is Hilton 1007. Okay. Text me before you stop by. I'll know to expect you. When do you want to stop by? Okay. When do you want to stop by? I need to find a way to break away and do that since Shay is with me. Oh yeah, you're the only one. So yeah, this is pretty explicit. He's trying to keep it hidden from Shay. Cool. Oh yeah, and you're the only one that drives, right? Yes, that complicates things. Ideally, I want to spend both nights with you if possible. I have in and out access to the garage. No, that's... I can't show that on stream. Skip. That is... I don't like that. I'm in a shared room with Shay, though, and I can swing an excuse. How far is your hotel from this bar? Yeah, dude, he's being so explicit, and you shared it with Shay afterwards. You're such an asshole. Well, you're an asshole for going along with it, because it just makes you seem like a wrecker, right? I don't think what Thor's doing is great, but it's also an open relationship, so, like, I have no fucking idea, really. If this was a 2005 comedies movie, you would be seen as the villain. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Rom-com. If this was fucking Wedding Crashers, this is just them talking about it. Okay. Second day, Thor is feeling sick. We were roaming and chatting. Shay mentioned that Thor has a secret wife. After we went back to Thor's hotel room, I messaged him asking about the wife, which she denied and blamed me for making the situation weird. Since Thor refused to talk, I decided to message Shay about it, explain my situation, and ask if it was true. Shay was sympathetic and soon learned that they were also sexual partners and that they were in an agreement to be open at the con as long as they communicated it with each other. Shay was devastated and messaged Thor about his uncommunicated infidelity. Thor blamed me for sending logs to Shay, saying, "Leave me alone, and why would that ever be okay is beyond me." I left the room and Thor... Okay. I don't like open relationships. I think they're weird and complicated. But Thor very much communicated to Lyric that that was not good to tell Shay about anything. He's like, I have to break away from Shay. Don't tell Shay. You want to stay with me? That'll be weird because I'm with Shay. Final convo. Work in progress. I thought... Wait, you wrote earlier about your Google Doc that you realized that it was... You couldn't upload incomplete stuff because it makes it worse. Oh, God. This is a confrontation about the wife. We read this earlier. Okay. Aftermath, the chargeback. No, you just decided to make unreasonable... I don't think Thor pressured you. This is almost the exact same thing as the Caleb Hammer guy, where he's like putting himself out there. He's going above and beyond, and then blaming the partner in the situation for forcing them to go above and beyond when they didn't. They really didn't. Google Docky. Thor's proxy blackmail. This is Shay lying to the partner. So yeah, we went over this earlier too. I think the only thing is if something didn't happen but everybody believes it to be true, within that community of people, you may as well consider it to be true because you believed that you posted. Lyric believed that Lyric posted the fucking phone number, and everybody else believed that Lyric posted the phone number. And could they not have just shown their partner that it was not in the Google Doc? Could it not have been like clear that they didn't put it in there? Thor's defense. All right. Thor's married to his wife. Okay. Thor and I weren't together, and him and his wife are divorced. You tried to push yourself on him and then onto me when he rejected you. Did you forget all the time you spent on my arm at TwitchCon? I don't know who this is. Baka Neko Shio? Shibo? From what I gather, you totally made up the part about him sleeping with you and his wife at the same time because he is not with his wife, so GG on that one. Yeah, they did separate right after that, so maybe not. Additionally, regretting a relationship and sexual interaction after the fact does not mean that he used you. I don't think they're romantic either considering the divorce, but I agree, but Lyric released Telegram chat logs, which includes Thor's real personal phone number, so he's essentially gotten doxxed, and people have already started subscribing him to shit with his number. Okay. Is this literally just like a recollection of like tweets? Simple Flips went in on this. What the fuck? You guys know Simple Flips? My friend loves him. A couple of my friends like love his YouTube channel. I think he's okay. Okay. Effect on my life. I do try to keep myself from feeling and speaking like a victim. No, you don't. You failed YouTube. You posted like nothing on YouTube. You failed college, whatever. Asides. Darvo, community feedback, motivation, shame. All right. The community from the public really hurt me at the time. I didn't know the extent of the abuse that I was a victim of. I just couldn't understand why I felt the way I did. You felt the way you did because you felt used and you felt bad for it. I don't even know if you were used, but you certainly felt like that. Taking the generous opinion, you know. The pessimistic one would be that you're a crazy schizoid or you're just out for revenge. One of those two things. Wait, is this after? Oh, this is after the Google Doc. Okay, never mind. Just scrolled through, and while I'm sorry about the unfortunate experience of emotions you've had, and it does suck, I get it, you've still abused a system many streamers are plagued by and lied pretend you accidentally donated to somebody. You very much deserve the strike. Yeah, I agree. Or customer service and saw it happen. You stole money for a petty revenge for a relationship you didn't like, and something that should have stayed personal. True. Doesn't matter what the other half is, charging back even a full month after a donation is fucked. I don't care what unsavory drama you got caught up in. If you abuse the chargeback system, like you are no better than a thief. I meant 8, not 800. Bullshit. It's a minimization of the abuse I experienced. Dude, people are not you. You are not everyone. They do not know your experience, and they have a hard time being convinced of it because... One, it's fucking weird. It's very strange and odd, for one. Two, I don't have a two. No. Two is that they have not lived through your experience. Okay? And you write like a madman. You write like a madman, a crazy person. Motivation. I have the unique opportunity to protect other people from Thor. Okay. While I aim to help others to the best of my ability, I cannot truthfully say that is my only intent. I understand that I'm no longer fueled by vengeance. I think you absolutely are. A lot of the things that you've written definitely seem like vengeance. You're using like psychological talk and like abuse protection talk and methods to like justify yourself or like hurt Thor more, but or convince people more. But I don't know. I don't believe it unless it's coming from a therapist. To write this document because I feel it's the right thing to do. In summary, I understand that my motivation now is neither entirely selfish nor selfless. It was a culmination of everything. Alright, good for you. At the age of 20, my publishing of these events are not entirely clear to me today. I believe I lacked a higher motive other than what to do I feel is right. There was no motivation to resolve my emotional damage nor to protect other people. In my mind at the time, it was a linear cause and effect. If you harm somebody, you should be held accountable. At the time, I believed that if I put everything out there, that people would understand the situation. In that effort, I faced challenges that I never anticipated. And at the time, I was overwhelmed because felt intimidated by the confident lies told by Thor and Shay, the trolling and backlash from the community, threat to my livelihood as a content creator, threat to my relationship at the time started 3 months after these events. Okay. You can post through any controversy, especially if you're not a drama YouTuber. You can post through every single controversy and get through it fine. If you kept making your bullshit music, you would have been okay. You could have kept making money on YouTube. Probably Lyric still is. Back out of this situation of the proxy blackmail. For a long time after that, I thought the incident was an isolated case, and I had no reason to suspect otherwise. It was not until some point in the future that I received a message from another victim that I learned that Thor had an established pattern of emotional abuse for sexual gains, that all the actions made by Thor are made intentionally and in full self-awareness. Look, I'm a pretty nuclear guy, okay? I think you should basically... I don't know. Thor was also like, I need to have an emotional relationship with somebody before a sexual one, so I don't know. But still, he's still fucking weird. I realize now after I learned this, it was irresponsible of me to give up and delete my posts. Given the opportunity to protect other people from similar abuse, I was still paralyzed by the threat to my livelihood. You did that to yourself. You did not post through that. That was your own problem. Thor never attacked your YouTube channel. You might have gotten like trolls or people who went out and posted on it being like, ah, you did that thing to Thor. They would have given up after like a month, okay? I can see the lack of communication skills in my past self. This was partially due to my upbringing, which rewarded academic performance over all else. I didn't try to make personal connections with people because my validation was never based on that. My interactions with my community were very limited. Most of my friends at the time were those that reached out to me and put in the effort to maintain the friendship. Even within my own circles, I always found it difficult to express anything in words. I have changed in many ways over the past 7 years. For the first time, I've lived on my own, gotten my first corporate job. It took you 7 years? Jesus. Well, I guess you did drop out of college, right? Well, that makes sense. And learn how to work with people. I've learned about the efficacy of partial and non-truths, planting thoughts, and other social engineering tactics, and utilizing that information, I am learning how to protect myself against malicious influence. Only in the past year have I started my journey on truly learning how to communicate clearly with people. Thor is 11 years older than I am. At the time of the incident, I was 20 years old and he was 30. 31. Today I realized the vast gap in the communication skills of myself and Thor at the time. I can only truly appreciate this difference today. In addition to Thor's 11 years of extra age, he also excels in the field of social engineering, practice for both work and in his personal life. The difference in experience will be illustrated in this document. I mean, kinda, sorta, yeah, kinda, no. It definitely demonstrated how socially inept you are. Thor is also pretty inept. Not gonna lie. We have seen many cases where Thor is socially inept. Also understand today how I approached the situation was not the best for myself nor the public due to how inexperienced and unclear I was. Shame. A resource that I overcome some of the cycle is Theremin's malignant shame video. Oh god, I'm not watching a video. I'm about done. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think this person has like severe emotional and sexual hangups. And when they couldn't get it out of Thor for being like, because they were just super weird. They could not get the message. They were dumb. And so that led to like a huge misunderstanding between Thor and Lyric. I think all the gay furry stuff is also freaky, to be honest. But like putting that to the side, because like what can you say about it? I don't like it. It's gross. It's weird. Whatever. The furry stuff specifically. Um, and then Thor is like giving very straight messages, and they're being so difficult the entire time, and they're like blaming Thor for their own difficulty essentially. Because I think Thor is pretty clear throughout the whole time. Um, I really like, I don't know. The only accurate blame that can be assigned is maybe like where they're like they just didn't socialize as a kid, so they had no idea how to be social, and they could not take a message at all, which seems pretty clear to me. But honestly, I think Thor does have blame here. He tried to fuck a fan and was super weird about it. I really think Thor, that was a big mistake. Jesus. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, has there been any recent responses? All right, we do actually, I think. Can't reply because he's blocked. Here's my first impression. Alright, SoftWare, your story has changed since 2019. Last time you claimed that I leaked your phone number, you can search the exact when I uploaded it, and it's only my number appearing twice. So we read this already. Wait, is Bakaneka Koshibu? Is that Thor? You can't, I don't think you can prove that you leaked his phone number without leaking his phone number. So after 5 years, you've come back around and try to push this LARP again because I'm a big creator now. Picking me as a clout chasing again. This much hasn't changed. Didn't work in 2020 because everybody called you on your shit, and it's not going to work now. You lied and told everyone I doxed you. Show me where your phone number is. You're a massive donator to our game at the very beginning and tried to get that to get close to us. I started donating because you gave me a Twitch raid. I wanted to support you for what you did for me. Also, I had no interest in getting closer to Shay. So you donated 10, 800, 113, so we're up to 923, 973, 83, 88, so $988. It worked and we were good friends for a bit there. It worked because you rewarded me. You would treat me with an ERP the very next day. Oh, God. There's some furry ERP. Oh. When you were in the sphere of friendship, you tried to push that to something sexual. I turned you down. You never turned me down. I did charge back $800, but I didn't try to cripple the studio. You personally refunded my largest donation of $1,500. Yeah, but that was before all the weird shit. Your own boyfriend at the time warned us about how toxic and dangerous you are. Show us. Sure. Okay. So I guess there's like a couple points here, maybe, but it's all stuff that Pirate could show if he wanted to. I think Pirate's best like not giving this person attention. I don't think this person is a clout changer because I think they're genuinely convinced that they're correct. I don't think they're doing this because they're knowingly lying or something. I think they're doing it because they genuinely think that they are like a righteous crusader against pirate software. And I completely disagree. I don't think this person is correct in like 99% of what they're doing. I think sorry, I'll be honest. I think there is a clout chasing aspect to this because Lyric only posted this after the pirate software dramas. But like, I can't think right now. But I don't think they're doing this exclusively for clout chasing. It's just an aspect of this. But yeah, no, I think if Pirate Software ignores this person, just keep streaming, keep going forward. It's fine. This person should have just kept making music videos and forgotten about Pirate Software. And yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. I am very tired. My throat, my trachea, whatever, hurts a fucking lot. So I am gonna bounce pretty. Trying to check something real quick. But yeah, thank you everybody who came out. I do appreciate it. It was kind of fun, I think. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful evening, a wonderful morning, a great tomorrow. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Actually debating about what to do next time. About to end. Because Streamlabs broke for me. I really want chat on screen, so I might have to program that myself to get Twitch and YouTube on the screen. And Restream broke for me too, so I'm having a lot of trouble with like technical stuff. So I don't know when my next stream is gonna be. So unless there's some like crazy big new news, it won't probably be a stream for like a couple of sessions. But if there is, expect to see me 9:30 Thursday evening.